We're a bit deeper, so we're also gonna go a bit bigger. Here, against under the gun. I don't love to do this. I also don't want to flat here. Against under the gun, I'm just gonna fold this here. Like, something you definitely notice here is people always go for these really large 4-bets. And do you really think people are gonna be balanced here? No way, right? So that's something you definitely encounter a lot on 25 and now people just, if they have a really good hand, they want to get the money in as fast as possible. And yeah, they kind of lose money versus their bluffs that way. So I was weekend 3-bet here, small blind first button. Interesting, we could potentially raise here. But like, I assume this guy's a fish, so I guess we just fold. Then on this board with pocket 7s, not great. Should have a bunch of 9x, jack x in there, pocket 10s, pocket 4s, lower pocket pairs that can float, gut shots that can float. This hands like king queen stuff can easily flow this. When he checks, it's mostly gonna be leaning towards pairs and ace highs. On the 7, on the ace, we could potentially turn our hand to the bluff. I don't mind turning our hand to the bluff, but here I'm just gonna try to GP to get to showdown. I don't expect to win this too often. Yeah, I'm basically hoping he has a hand like pocket 6, pocket 5s, king queen he doesn't love. But most of the time we're not really gonna win this hand. And I don't mind again on the river to turn his hand to the bluff because he shouldn't have a lot of jack x. But we're also not gonna have a lot of jack x, so yeah. Well, let me see what he had. Pocket 5s, yeah. Yeah, no reason to get out of line here. Jack 9 we could potentially open. There's a bit loose. Normally I would go 4x, but here exploitively because he has a low stack and because our hand isn't amazing, we're just gonna go for the 3x. We see a really small 4-bet. Obviously this looks really strong, but we're getting the right odds to set mine. Basically, if we have an 8, we need to get about $5 to make this winning play. And that's definitely gonna be the case. Here, we're just gonna try to get to showdown first hand like ace king, ace queen. 3s we could open. Yeah, I actually should have opened pocket 3s. I was mostly watching this hand. And here we're gonna raise. Try to get it in. At this point, first a hand like pocket ace, pocket kings, pocket queens. He wanted to check raise on the flop, and then on the turn he's like, oh. So yeah, resume hand. We got very lucky there, obviously, and yeah, again, we want to try to set mine with a hand like this. That's about it. Ace queen here. Obviously this sports match our range, but this guy should also have still a decent portion of continue hands. So with a hand like ace queen without the heart, I prefer to just check. If you had ace queen of diamonds, yeah, we could continue on a lot of turns. If we had one heart at least, we could definitely also continue on a lot of turns. But with this hand, we only have a gut shot and an over versus 2 ranges, so I prefer to just check this. Again, he's gonna have a bunch of king x, jack x in his range. He also might have some this guy, so yeah, not a great spot to light see bet here. Pretty nice turn. What I'm gonna do is go pretty big. Our hand definitely looks face up here, but you gotta think if our opponents have king queen, queen jack, then queen, king 10, jack 10. Are they folding? Not really, right? So even though our hand looks really face up, we're still gonna get value with it. this guy, or 2-pack. What a net, by the way. Yeah. Very tough decision for this guy. I guess he's just grabbing a coffee. The old man coffee, probably. Finally folds. 355. But I like queen stuff. So yeah, I think you could do is go for a really small raise here, which doesn't make any sense, but his donk also doesn't make a lot of sense, right? And it's gonna be pretty tough for him to continue here with his hand that should consist of mostly bluffs, right? And then some 3x, some pocket pairs. When he does call, we're just giving up here. We can still hit a queen on the river, and then on an ace or a king, we're also gonna bluff. Now we just give up. I expect to see a lot of 3x here, pocket 4s, pocket 6s, and yeah. Wow. Like, that's one of the hands we try to get them to fold, but yeah, if people get sticky with king high there, I guess we make enough money when we do have a good hand, so shouldn't worry about that too much. Ace king on jack 9-9. Yeah, gonna be a bunch of gut shots in the ranges, a bunch of 9x, bunch of jack x. So yeah, not a great spot. We could potentially bet here. The thing is, against the raise, it's really awkward. Just gonna try to check, hoping to see a river. When it goes for this sizing, that's pretty annoying. I'm just gonna fold. Like, we could already be dead here at this point. We could be up against ace of hearts, up against a hand like king queen. So our outs aren't really too great at this point. So I'm mostly expecting a reverse implied odds. Even though he should still be bluffing white in that spot, with the board being so wet, he's gonna have a lot of very high equity bluffs, and he's still gonna have a bunch of value hands also. So yeah, not too great out of position to continue there. In position, I wouldn't mind calling, for sure. Interesting flop here. It's a board that's mostly gonna hit his range, actually. He's gonna have most of these middling type of hands. With queen 9, I'm not loving this, but we're obviously not going anywhere. Nice turn. We obviously beat hand like jack 10 now. Queen jack, king queen beats us, but yeah, we're basically ahead of that. Thing is, if we raise and get shoved on, it's really ugly. If we call and give him a free card, I guess it's alright. How many times does he play king queen like this? Not much, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna call, and yeah, I'm gonna station a bit on this river. Probably, unless he makes it really big. When he does check, we're gonna bet for value. He can definitely call us with a hand like ace jack, king jack that he was protecting betting. Don't want to go too big. Mostly want to represent a missed flush draw, a missed straight draw, and get him to here call us with a hand like, yeah, jack 10, ace jack, king jack, queen jack. All those hands can definitely still find the call versus this sizing. If it was like 5 of hearts, I would go for really big sizing there and really polarize our range. This is a really good hand to 4-bet here, but against the fish, we don't really want to be doing that, so just gonna fold. Again, in general, against the fishes, we want to mostly value bet. We mostly want to find hands we can get value from by hitting decent top pairs or sets or over pairs, not flushes, those type of hands. And yeah, with those like hands like king 3 suited, it's not too great. You can hit a flush, but that's about it, and it's not too great. Flooding would sometimes make sense, but I prefer in general to 3-bet this. We get called, so like small blinds range probably gonna be hands like, yeah, 10s, jacks, maybe queens, 9s can be in there. He calls quickly, so I don't really think queens are gonna be in there anymore. Maybe ace king, maybe ace queen suited, those type of hands, and yeah, we're just gonna fold. Definitely want to see if this guy continues. Your ace 10, another close spot. Yeah, gonna fold this here. If you find a reason this guy might be white or a fish, I would 3-bet ace 10 suited. As a standard, I'm usually just folding it. And just to be clear, hand like ace 10 suited against a regular would be yeah, a bluffing 3-bet, obviously. And against a fish, it would actually be a value 3-bet. So it's a hand that can do both things a little bit, actually. Here, you could be tempted to call, but just not a good spot when just gonna be too many of those queen jacks, ace 10s, king queens in there. They're just massively ahead of us. King 3 here is a loose open again, but the antes we won't be a bit looser. King 10 you could potentially sometimes 3-bet there, but yeah, a bit loose. Oh, my c-bet is actually really low here, 11 out of 31. Yeah, in general, you want to be doing still a lot of c-betting on these stakes. Yeah, this is good enough to value a 3-bet first the button. See a quick call. I'll go for a pretty small bet. We can still get value from 7x, pocket 8s, pocket 6s. And yeah, if he shoves, you just have to fold. Not much we can do. We could also call pre-flop, it's definitely fine. But shooting 9s is good enough to 3-bet for value there. Okay, this is a really good board to be c-betting. We can represent ace-x, we can continue on a bunch of turns, especially spades. So I like it. Check 9, again a bit loose, again antes. We could min bet here, just gonna try to get a showdown. And yeah, we can hear a call here. Again, going for the steal with a smaller bet and basically giving up now. Like, I want to start turning this hand to do bluff, basically, once he checks. So, I'm not value betting, just to be clear, or not protection betting. I'm turning my hand to do bluff. It's a board where if he has an ace or a queen, he probably bets the flop, so when he checks, pretty quickly he's probably kinda capped. So yeah, we can start putting a lot of pressure on him. Queen deuce suited would be a hand to potentially 3-bet here versus a cutoff, but we're folding. King 10 suited, another one of those close-ish, but I guess against the 3x we can just fold. Could have opened 8-6 offsuit, I guess. Yeah, just an easy fold. Here we're going to 3-bet versus under the gun. On this board we could bet small. And he does half pot. This is annoying, to be honest, because this is a board he should be very scared of, obviously. So when he does, it looks like he's not really scared of the board anymore. Yeah, I'm just gonna fold here. Like, we got ace king, we got pocket aces here, but we got, I guess, pocket nines we also have. So we can just fold this. Definitely suspicious, but what bluffs does he realistically have? Not a lot here, right? Here against his sizing, it's annoying sizing. I would call here with my suited ace queen, but I'm just folding here versus the sizing. Again, one of those spots where I expect my opponents to be very value heavy. I mostly have pocket aces, pocket kings, queens, ace king. And against that range and like ace queen just has horrible equity. And yeah, even when he makes it that small, we're still doing horrible. We're not expecting to making a lot of value post flop. Here, I'm gonna start betting and probably double barreling here. On the jack turn, I'm just gonna give up. Excuse me. So basically, if he has an ace, not going anywhere. If he has a jack, he's not going anywhere. We can put some pressure on the 5. Yeah, that's about it. Here on the river, yeah, now that he checks, we're gonna bet. I don't think he's gonna hero call at 5 too much. Pocket 6, pocket 7, I don't expect him to be hero calling a lot here on this board. So yeah, even though our line does make a lot of sense, we can still represent some aces. So it's definitely fine. Here against the small blinds, we can go really small or check here. Should I don't like sizing. Should go a little bit smaller in my opinion. Queen. Let's go. He can, I guess, have ace queen. That's about it. Yeah, ace jack suited. We beat. That's about it. So here, well, versus the big blind with all these bets, I'm just gonna check here now on the turn. Because I don't think when the queen rolls on the turn, I don't think we can triple barrel this anymore, especially when we block like when we block some of like most of his flush draws basically. We're gonna fold. I'm gonna look for a side like ace. Yeah, we're targeting ace jack, ace queen, and king queen basically with the sizing. Let's see what he had there. Ace jack, yeah. I thought ace jack could definitely hero call there. And that's the thing, if you check the turn we start underrepresenting our hand, makes it pretty nice.